As a creator, I know that there is nothing more frustrating than spending a couple of days creating a video only to see it getting copyrighted. There are cases when it's simply limited and other cases when your video gets completely blocked. And I really hated that. That was until I found a solution on how to actually avoid copyright. Quick disclaimer though, I'm not a copyright lawyer or expert and I'm only showing you guys what is actually working for me. For those of you that want to play it safe, the first rule of copyright is to upload content that you have made or are authorized to use. But you already know that that means creating original content, while you're here because you want to know how to avoid copyright while uploading other people's videos. In that case, let me show you what fair use is, but also how to use it to your advantage. Fair use allows you to use copyright protected material under certain circumstances, and this in itself might leave room for a lot of interpretation. That is why today we will take a look at 4 factors of fair use, and after that I will show you some cool editing tricks that really worked for me. The purpose and character of the use, including whether such use is for commercial nature or is for non-profit educational purposes. This would be about what you do to the material to transform it in a way that it is different from the original and you have added your own spin to it. In other words, you have transformed the material. I'm certain you have heard this word several times already, but to understand it, you need to put yourself into the creator's shoes. How would you feel if your video was re-uploaded by someone else, and what is the purpose of that re-upload? This actually happened to me. Someone decided to take 100% of my video and re-upload it without changing anything, solely to make some ad revenue from it. Since I spent days to create that video, I was certainly not happy. But if someone reacts to my video or makes some sort of analysis to it, even if it is negative, I will still get some publicity from it, and that is totally fine to me. If the other person also gives credit to the original creator, that is certainly transformative and counts as fair use. The nature of the copyrighted work. This means whether you use the video as a piece of information or entertainment. Taking parts from news clips is safer than grabbing sections from different movies and re-uploading them as your own. But also, you can re-upload a few seconds of a certain movie because of the amount and sustainability of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole. Using that short clip in this video is totally fine, since I'm only borrowing a few seconds of a 3-hour-long movie, and that is not even the most important part of this entire video. Now, there are people acting as experts talking about the 7 seconds rule or 10 seconds rule, but in reality it doesn't matter, because your clip might be 3 seconds and still get copyrighted, or it might be 1 minute long and you get no copyright. I will show you about that in a while, but as for now, remember that in terms of seconds, sometimes less is more as long as you know how to use it. The next one is the effect of use upon the potential market of the copyrighted work. That means if I upload the same video I grabbed from a creator and it gets the same number of views and ads, I'm costing the original owner of the video money, because some of the viewers watching my video probably would be watching his original video. Before I go over how to edit videos to avoid copyright, let's go over some things you should not do. Starting with, don't re-upload other people's content. I'm sure you might have seen videos from big channels saying they made easy money simply re-uploading other people's content without permission, but certainly it is not easy, and most importantly, it's not safe. Sooner or later, your channel will get a copyright strike, and then another and another, and you will see yourself in a desperate situation because some guy on YouTube told you to do so, hoping to sell you his own course on how to make money on YouTube. YouTube has the best content ID match system, which automatically detects a copyrighted material. Even if you don't get a strike, the money generated will go to the original owner, so what is the point of all this? Also, don't use copyrighted music, since music is the easiest thing to be copyrighted. Bear in mind that even the lowest of background music might flag your video for copyright. But also I know that music is 50% of the entire video, so if you're short on money, I would strongly suggest trying Storyblocks for just 1 month. Download hundreds of sounds and background music which are yours to keep and use forever, and then just cancel the subscription. By the way, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but this is what I do myself. Or simply use YouTube's library, which is completely free, and you will never have any issues with copyrighted music. But what happens when your video gets flagged for copyright? Well, let me show you how I learned about copyright a few years ago. I created a channel in the sports niche where I was uploading football matches highlights. The problem was that I had no right to upload clips from respective European leagues. There were cases when I was making $1 to $3 per video, but as soon as the video was starting to pick up, it was almost immediately getting copyrighted. I was so sad about it, since I tried everything from adding different layers on top of the footage to adding some copyright-free crowd sounds in the background, but nothing seemed to work. As soon as I pressed publish, the video was instantly flagged. I was on the brink of giving up, but decided to try it one more time. As I told you earlier, I was uploading clips from different European teams playing football, and that was quite hard since FIFA would almost immediately give you a copyright strike very easily, since they can do it in bulk. To them, it doesn't matter who you are, because they are just some FIFA employees working to protect the copyrights of an institution. But one way around that is to try and alter the clip, which can be done by using some overlays like this, or this. I told you earlier that overlays don't work, but they don't work only when they are used alone. So let's combine overlays with the second solution, which is adding a background, and my favorite one is the green screen. You can easily find one by searching on Google TV green screen. After you import the image to Premiere Pro, you add the Ultra Key effect and adjust the clip. A good thing to do is to add some sort of effect on top of it and play a little bit with opacity and color adjustments, and you will get something like this. To make it look more like a real video and not a static image, you use the zoom in effect, and here you have it. But still, this does not work all the time. I will show you what works 100% of the time, but before that, let me tell you how I make sure to avoid copyright on all of my faceless channels. First, I grab a long clip and cut all the unnecessary parts out. Then, in between the clips, I insert 2-second clips I grab from other channels that are relevant to my video. Sometimes I even add standard B-rolls over the footage. The combination of these 3 things guarantees you get no copyright. And as promised, in order to avoid copyright 100% of the time, I add pictures to my videos, but not just some random static pictures. To make the whole video interesting and keep the viewers engaged, I use a method I discovered from Maniats Media. A few months back, I heard about parallax effect, which is a kind of funky effect to add some movement to your photos to make them look alive. And it looks something like this. This will make your videos look more real and also help you avoid copyright 100% of the time. Also, if you notice that your videos stop getting views suddenly, make sure to check this video in here for the solution.